And while I was there, I actually visited the Green School in Bali. And I was just like, wow, this is a different way of doing things. And the kids were just so confident and happy. And even the kids in India too, just compared to the kids in the schools in England that I've been working in, they were just so excited to be learning, so excited to be coming to school. And there was no resources in the schools that I was working in. There were, no desks, no pencils. I was bringing in everything, not even paper. And, so in a really poor community. And I just was amazed at how happy they were to be in school and how excited they were to learn. And to see that and have that experience, I was just like, something's wrong in England in the schools, because I'd just seen so much depression and unhappiness. So I came back and I did the PGC again at Cambridge, because I just thought this is going to be interesting to see what I live now in Cambridge, and I live right next to Homerton, which is where they do the Cambridge Education Department. And I thought, I'm going to go and find out as much as I can about what research there has been. I'm going to ask every single person I meet. I'm going to go in and doing that. And I went in and spoke to teachers during that, and parents and students. So I basically had 3 years of working in local schools here, doing design, technology and art, and in state secondary, basically. And what was great about that was getting the opportunity to work in so many local schools around here, local state schools.
Yeah.
And I just did it in a kind of investigative way, and really thought, I'm going to find out what the issues are. And I got the opportunity to work in a school that had just lost its Ofsted, gone right down, dropped down to needs improvement. And it had a new head, and they were really trying to build it back up. And I thought, that's a great opportunity. So I went in, and they let me have this this shared it was a storeroom. And I went in at the end of the summer term, and we started building. I basically went around building sites and got given donated wood, and I went around local companies and I got lots of wood. We built a classroom basically, and I started out getting the students to help me. And then I went in the holidays and I built all the shelving and curved desks and all wooden desks, and made a really beautiful classroom for the students. I think the staff were all a bit surprised when I came back at the beginning of term, and the students were like, whoa, where's this classroom appeared from? But I just wanted to see if we could create, and it cost the school about, I think it was about £100. I did it all, didn't charge for my time, and in varnish, basically, is what we paid for. And so it just shows kind of what is possible. And the kids were just like, wow, this is so cool. And then I was teaching DT and art, and what really just shocked me was the state of the mental health of a lot of the students. And I think that has been the thing that's shocked me the whole way through education. And I think what's driven me to do what I'm doing now is just seeing kids cut themselves and seeing kids on suicide watch, and you're just like, something's not okay. And so I basically, with all of that research and looking at this 100 years of in the university, there is so much evidence-backed research saying how we could be doing things and what works, and it's not actually in schools. Like Desi and Ryan stuff, and which talks about student autonomy and how they need to have some autonomy, which they just don't. And so I just, the system is just not ethical how it is right now. This desire to make everything fair and everything equal, and this government need for statistics has sort of driven, and I get the idea that it's trying to be fair by having everything the same. Sounds good. It sounds like a really fair thing, right? Let's standardize, make everything the same, have a one-size-fits-all model, so then it's super fair. But when people aren't the same, and people aren't coming to it with the same skills and abilities or background or experience, it's not fair. It's inherently,
isn't it? I absolutely agree with you. And I think our conversations are because we share that we have a synergy in what we think. I mean, the similarities I just listened to you. I take me back. You know, there was no money. I built my DT workshop spaces. I went in and painted the walls and built the desks, and you just took me back to that time when that. But I'm really interested in that. You talked about that research. We know motivation theory tells us that the three things that change motivation are autonomy, mastery, and purpose. That's the Dan Pink material. We know that.